Hello and welcome to another Pokemon Emerald episode, and we left it at the beginning of Route 113 here, and it's the Spinder route. Yeah, there you go. Look, they got 4 spots on the face, top left, right above the eyes, and then the top right. Those spots are completely random, which means there's something crazy like 4 billion different Spinder potential combination. And there's some wild videos of like questions about could you catch every Spinder? Is it possible? And the answer is basically no. Because what you'd have to do is let's say you just had one game and you had to catch that many Pokemon and you had to actually see all the different varieties of Spinder without taking even like the Pokeballs into account and the money that you'd need to buy the Pokeballs, all of that stuff. Which would mean that training in the Elite Four, getting money from beating the Elite Four, that kind of stuff. You're looking at more playtime than than there's been since the start of the universe. I'm pretty sure. You gotta check the math though. Go search the videos about how long it would take. I'm not doing it justice because it's quite hard to remember like specific figures and put it in a good way while recording, but it's a long time, more than you could do in a lifetime anyway, even if you were running like multiple versions of the game. Now, we don't really need to fight the Spinder, but we will. Oh, well, I was gonna say since we can practically one-hit knock out everyone, but this one must have high defense stat. You know what I didn't realize when I first started is that in Gen 3 here, when I first started this playthrough, the split of physical and special moves didn't exist yet in Gen 3. So I was assuming that Spark was like a physical attack, and then you'd get moves like Thunderbolt, which would be a special move. And then the the ability which causes static, which I just had on Shabby there. That would only apply if he got hit with a physical move. But actually, in this generation, it's based on the type, whether or not the move is physical or special. And that is knowledge that I do not possess, which type is which. Like I could guess that Psychic is probably special, Ground is probably physical. Fire, if I had to guess, would be... I don't know. I was gonna say special, but it really could go either way, and I don't know. And I don't think I need to go into that level of detail. I don't think I need to know that breakdown to be able to beat Pokemon Emerald. But it's nice to know sometimes. Speed boost. Ninjask. That's an interesting one. So that's Ninkanda, if you evolve Ninkanda into Ninjask. Bug flying, I believe. But it also gives you a Shedinja, which is a pretty weird Pokemon. Because it's got this ability called Wonder Guard, which means it's only hit by critical moves, which is interesting, but it does have quite a few weaknesses. It's got a few moves that are super effective against it. Oh, here we go. We finally get the Manectric. Shabby. Instantly into a battle. I see the item on the floor there, but not possible to get yet. Interesting, you must have to reset the route and come back to get that item. Right, so Aaron, we get Fred out. Immediately switch out the Manectric after the evolution. Into an accuracy 4. This is the kind of... Okay, we hit through it. We'll probably switch afterwards. That's the kind of loop that you can get into sometimes in Pokemon, where you lead with the wrong one. I don't know who to go with. Try Yumi? Maybe try Yumi. Yumi should probably lead at this point. Try and get some levels up. I'm assuming that Aron is also ground type, but maybe it's Aggron that's ground type. This might not work. It does work, that's good. You'd think that the steel... like, you always assume that grass wouldn't work against an Aron because of steel, but because it's got the ground type as the other type, it does work. Let's just keep bullet seeding. That's fine. Yep, nice, hits 3 times. And that might be all the trainers on this route, but I'm not sure. I know there's no nothing in the gym. There's no gym in this town. Still only have the Miracle Seed as like a move boosting kind of thing. Or can we sneak behind? Yes, we can. That's quite a lot of money. Could probably buy a few more. Well, I guess it's going to be for repels for later on. That's probably the best use for our purposes. We could buy like X defends, that kind of thing. Yeah, Yumi does need a bit more. I definitely want to get a better grass move than Bullet Seed. It is one of the animations that takes a while, doesn't it? And then the uproar. That gets stronger and stronger. Let's just keep moving. Yeah. Did I fight you? There is a whole little mechanic with the ash. I think you can find an ash pouch in a house to the north. I might have to check what's in there actually. I wonder if there's going to be anything useful. What we could do is have a little grind. If there is anything that's like worth putting on the Pokemon for later. Let's just keep running from Spinders. I could just use a repel. Maybe I should. Here we go. Okay, there are more battles before the town. No more. Damn. Like, we do want to lead with Yumi, kind of. For the water move, if he had one. I guess Fred's then for the double kick. Is there a gym? Maybe there is a gym in this town. I'm starting to doubt myself. That is a horrible, horrible... I was just spamming the A button. I didn't need to hit Ember there. Definitely be more careful in the gym fights and the Elite Four and stuff like that. Sunlight is one of those animations that can take a little while. I think I've definitely been used to watching the speedruns and just skipping all the animations like that. I don't think I'd be very good at the speedruns. You've got to have a very good memory to do that. I'm sure it'd be pretty fun. It's definitely fun to watch speedruns, but actually memorizing the exact route that you need to take and then all the little, you know, the little time saves that you can do. Guess we'll go. Let's assume that Quirky takes care of things here. Man, as soon as you get Surf, As soon as you get Surf, oh Yumi, we're gonna be laughing. It'll be completely fine. Ooh, super effective. But not really. Jesus. Quirky's a tank. He's a tank, he's quick, and he's strong. I like it. Very strong. Love a good Crobat. I wonder if next level he's going to evolve. Surely he's happy with me by now. There's yeah, the behind the scenes. You can check at that one NPC in the other town that we came from, left of Morville. Tells you how the Pokemon's feeling, but it's just, I mean, I don't think there's ever really a need to do that. Slugma. There's a fire Pokemon. I did forget you could get that. I don't tend to go for that one either for the same reason as Numel. They both are really, really weak to water. They've got that quadruple water weakness. Or is it just double water weakness? I say quadruple because on the Bulbapedia website it says 4 times because that's how much extra damage it does. I guess we can... There's no reason not to begin with a Fake Out. It's a free bit of damage there. Unless there was a contact move. Then bring Shabby in, get a little spark off. Unfortunately, we gotta wait for Surf before we can actually evolve Yumi there. But it's gonna be a big spike in power for the team. Still nothing. Maybe I can find a move in the big Pokemart, which is quite a while away, isn't it? It's like, you gotta get past the forestry? What's that one called? The Tree City? And I think there's a bit of Magma story before then. You got the Weather Institute, you've got, wait, is Surf before then? Not sure, not sure. Now I'm wondering about the actual sequence of the game. I know one thing that I always struggled with was finding the exact dive spot to get where you need to be when it does get to the part where you're fighting the enemies. Enemies. Team Aqua and Team Magma. Yeah, let's have a look. What do you actually... Oh, you can't... It doesn't tell you until you've collected some. Let's collect one and see if that triggers the list to show up. Blue Flute. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll look that up in between episodes then, because I know you can do more than the Blue Flute. Double Team. It's classic, very classic Pokemon move there. Very annoying sometimes. Sometimes you'll have... That's one that Ninjas can learn as well, and you just keep... And Pikachu as well. Double team, double team, double team. Evasiveness rises. You're missing all the time. But I think in a competitive setting, it doesn't really, like... Well, I haven't watched enough of competitive Pokemon to really know for sure. Let's pop a double kick. I know that there are a lot of status moves used in competitive and setups, baton passes, that kind of thing. Or at least there were back in Gen 4 days. I don't know what it's like these days. Okay, we've got one more. Which takes us on through to this town, which I forgot the name of. I don't think anything special really happens in this town. Sophie and Kobe with Marill Scamry. This looks fine. Bullet Seed. We can probably take Skarmory down without switching, although I could bring maybe I'll bring in the Manectric. Yumi might be in trouble here if Skarmory does what's he gonna do? Aerial Ace? Swift? Okay. Not so bad. I thought he might go for Yumi with a flying move, but he's only level 17, so it wouldn't have been too bad. There's quite a big disparity, isn't there, between the trainer Pokemon levels and the gym Pokemon levels. Like, we kind of need to be this high to do the big fights, the gyms and the rival fights. There's no way we could be rolling through with a team of level 17s right now. I mean, we could, and we'd get through the routes eventually. But then the gym fights would just absolutely destroy us. I don't know what it's thinking. Okay, that should work. I don't know if the Lombre is going to go down here. I assume not. And a Swallow. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Crap, that's a crit. Okay, he's going to take a couple of hits here. That's fine. 3 times. Yeah, at least one more. Hey, here we go. So the Growl, the attack falls. I really wonder what is the electric with the physical split. I may as well try a Nature Power because he's going to go down on the next move anyway. Maybe Nature Power stronger than the Bullet Seed. I imagine it's just Swift. There doesn't seem to be anything special about where... It's an Earthquake! Oh my god. Sorry, Shabby. He tanked it as well? Good lord. You know what? I just realised you can probably tell from the ground. I can see that it's a bit deserty looking. It's a bit ground looking, isn't it? It makes sense now that I see that it's Earthquake. It makes me realise you can probably tell from the background here what the move actually is. Good to know. Shame that Shabby had to take their hit to figure it out. Oh, there's Lynette. Felt like a big moment the first time you come in and you see someone using the PC, isn't it? It's like, whoa, who's using my PC? Get off. That is my name. Yeah, yeah. We'll visit. She does give something, doesn't she? Is it a berry? For some reason I've got like this memory of receiving a berry from Lynette. Or something like inconsequential. You think, oh, we'll go visit. She said come to visit. Plushie Azurill? Do you think it's an actual plushie or an actual Azurill? Man, Pokemon plushies, so big. Wait, that's Lynette. That's the same skin. Or is it Lynette's mum or something? Yeah, very tiny town. Ah, the heart scales. They're quite difficult to get, so I know you can get them. Hang on, let me just grab. I always click the wrong one. Item, take, skate rope. Thank you, Patrick. This is Patrick. What was I saying? Yeah, the heart scale. Where can you actually get them? I think Love Disc can be holding them when you catch them, but that's a real long way to grind them, isn't it? I don't think you can get them from anywhere else. Like, I think there's a few hidden around the game, a few free ones. Probably have to use the item finder to find them, unless you know, unless you're using a guide to see where all the hidden items are, or you just remember where all the hidden items are. What's going on in here? Oh! That dig? Free escape rope. Dig's not bad. I don't think there's any Pokemon in here. Yeah. He's saying he's giving a hint that there's a fossil in the desert. Maybe it's the Mirage Tower? Raw. That's an interesting one. That can be useful. If you're doing stuff. Oh, yeah, I did want the double battle. If you're trying to get specific Pokemon, or even if you lead with a Pokemon, you can roar out the other one. In a wild battle, it basically runs away, like it makes the other Pokemon flee. But in a trainer battle, it switches their Pokemon out if they've got another one to switch to. Nuzleaf made me flinch. He evolves into Shiftry. I forgot about that. C-Dot into Nuzleaf into Shiftry. I didn't consider Shiftry. I feel like it's another one that's normal type, isn't it? I hesitate to use Pokemon that have got the normal plus like another type pairing, because then they gain that weakness to fighting. But then maybe they're not bad, because you could get a move like Return and then take advantage of the normal type Stab, which is something that I wouldn't have considered back in the day. Interesting. Maybe in another playthrough we'll because I've never ever really used normal type Pokemon, to be honest. And the reason is, like, as you can see, I really like using super effective moves. How I like to play Pokemon is getting a good type coverage, and then just using super effective moves wherever I can. But you still get the same type attack bonus with normal type moves. So if they're strong enough, if you get things like Return, maybe it is really good. Oh yeah, we'll have to consider that. Another Pokemon I think that really gains strength in later generations is the Marill, or rather Azumarill, like the third evolution in that chain, because it gains the Fairy type, which is super effective against Steel and Dragon, which is really nice, and it's got that huge power ability. Really, really good Pokemon. Is it huge power? It's something like that. Really enjoy using that one. That is one, because that is when I started becoming aware of abilities, is the later generations. So if I was catching a Marill in one of those generations, I would catch Marills until I saw that specific ability. I forget what the other ability on Marill is, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good. Could be like Aqua Ring or something like that. But I wouldn't know for sure without looking it up. Bulbapedia is your friend when you're playing Pokemon games. Okay, Yumi quickly rising. I like to have them all the same level, and we're about equal right now. Ooh, should have switched you out. We just fought a Lombre, and we realised this not long ago. Critical hit. And he hits the 5. Okay, well now I feel like I gotta keep going with it. Oh, the growl though. Is grass special? Is it physical? It looks like it's probably special, judging from that. Big chunk of XP from Lombre 2. I like it. There's probably a secret item up there. Let's go few more fights here. I think there might be a rival fight. Look at you, Lotad, level 16. I don't think we're that interested in fighting wild Pokemon right now. Let's use a repel just for a couple of minutes here. Berry Crush. Are those leper berries? Can't get to them yet, but that's fine. Oh, it's a Lotad door. I knew, yeah, something inconsequential, isn't it? Organised by the boxes. We're not going to be filling the boxes up that much, Lynette, unfortunately. Maybe one day. Those are some fun kind of challenge Pokemon runs. I don't know if you've seen the Emerald randomizers, but filling out the Pokedex in those, like seeing every single Pokemon. I quite like watching the Chris M 360 and Shenanigans races on Pokemon Emerald Randomizer, and the goal is you've got to fill out the Pokedex, not catch everything, but just see everything. But everything's randomized, so you gotta look everywhere, and you gotta remember like every location in the game where Pokemon can spawn in. There's a lot of interesting strategies to it, because once you see a Pokemon, that can give you information about where to catch it, which you might want to do, because then you can go find the evolution and breed to get the one that you're missing. Or you can go, you see one, you go catch it to then evolve it to get one that you're missing. Sandshrew. Maybe Yumi's too high already, is he? Yeah, Shabby. Oh, wow, Yumi's 28, okay. Okay, Fred's falling behind. Quirky's about to hit 28 too. Very evenly balanced, I like it. Oh, it's not going to be a rival battle here. Well, maybe it is, but it's actually going to be... Well, it's going to at least be an interaction. Confuse Ray. Absolutely better than Supersonic. Yeah, it's going to be interaction with Team Aqua, I believe. Which then prompts me to go back to the lava, or one of them, one of those towns. The one up on the top of the mountain, whichever that one's called. Which is the one where Wally was meant to be going. Story is like I know most of what happens. The story's there in my head, it's just about piecing together the order that it all happens in, and which order you go to the cities. Definitely you have the little tussle with Magna on top of the mountain, and then it's off to Fortree, I think that's how it goes. For some reason, I've got some kind of... In the back of my head, there's a rival fight, and they give you the go-go goggles. And I don't know if it's right now. Or maybe it's at the Weather Institute. I know there is one there. I do have Rock Smash, so I could go up here. Let's grab this. I could be using the bike more often. For more speed. I'm not quite great at riding it yet. Okay, maybe the rival fight doesn't happen here. I don't know. Does it happen in Omega Ruby? I don't know why I've got this memory of a rival fight around this area. I must be wrong. Is Spark gonna do the trick? Yeah, nice. All 27s. Excellent stuff, and just keep him out. That's what we like to see. Sorry, Wingle. Wingle has a terrible time against Manectric. I mean, maybe at some point it might outspeed me once we get to the... I think there might be one in the Elite Four. I don't know how fast Fallarbor is. Oh yeah, here we go. My favourite. Wait for the spin. On we go. A couple more fights, probably. I think there's even a little ramp you can ride up. I think we'll leave this episode right outside the cave. I actually think there might not be a fight in the cave. But I could be wrong on that as well. Is Steel super effective against Rock? Let me give that a try. It's probably not, but it would be good to add to that knowledge if I can. It is. Interesting. I would never think to keep out like a flying type Pokemon out against one of these. Okay, that's probably not gonna work. Let me try it again. I don't know if it was the rock or the ground on the Geodude that was weak to steel. Maybe it's the rock, not the ground. I imagine this is neutral at best. We'll take that. Just so we don't have to switch out. Switching out does take quite a while. And you know, it's not really that I mind about battles taking a while. But I'd prefer not to switch if I can get away with it. I don't know why. It's just maybe it's just weird. That's a sneaky one. Yodele Hee-Hoo. Man. Shabby. Yeah, I think we do switch. And I will say, it's probably not going to happen in this episode, but we're getting close to the next Pokemon that we're going to add. I really hope I don't need Flash later on in the game though, because when we catch the next one, Ninkanda probably has to leave. Yeah. We'll see. Because alternatively I'll have to teach strength and everything to different Pokemon. Who was that? I didn't read that. Oh, Machop. I should have switched then. So it was this rocky terrain. We get Rock Slide, which is not effective. Okay. Is he about to crit me? He's gonna just do a... Let's see if Bullet Seed does the trick. It needs to hit 3 times. Yeah, cool. I think even with a critical hit, he probably doesn't finish Yumi there. You can see how one Pokemon, if would have just been using Fred the whole time, which is a strategy that most speedrunners do, 1 or 2 Pokemon the whole time, you can see how it'd be a much higher level by now, and you can probably sweep most of the game, and then it's just specific fights where you got weaknesses that could take you out. Anyway, let's leave this episode here. Hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you in the next one.